Hi, this is Paul Haar from the Saxophonist Magazine, and I'm here with a playtest and review of the harness by Zappatini. You know, one thing that I can give as a piece of advice is the older you get, the more you're going to learn about the human anatomy. Because when you wake up in the morning, there's always something that's stressed or strained or hurt or atrophying, and you discover parts of the body you didn't think were capable of hurting. For me, that journey of discovery came when I was about 24, 25 years of age, and I was playing in the University of Texas Wind Ensemble. I was playing baritone, and we were going to be playing Carnegie Hall. And we were on stage doing our dress rehearsal, and I was just so blown away. I'm finally here, Mom. I made Carnegie Hall. And my right hand went numb. On break, I went over to my teacher, and I said, what do I do? And I was given a pass to run down to one of the music stores and get a harness. And I remember I got the harness, and it was heavy and it was bulky, but it was supposed to take the weight off, but it put the weight on my shoulders and it stretched, and then the contact point was here, and so every time I put the baritone on, it would slide down. It was like trying to wear a hot water bottle. It stunk. So over the years, I've had reoccurring neck problems, and I've tried a whole host of straps, and if you've been a subscriber and a follower of the magazine, you're aware that we've done a strap review and a harness review, and I've found a lot of good products out there that have helped me or alleviated some of the problems. But I haven't found anything that's just been, yeah, that's the one. And I was intrigued when I learned about the Zappatini Strap a number of years ago when we had the great Donnie McCaslin in. Donnie uses this strap, and I noticed his torso is very long, and I said, tell me about this strap. And he says, oh, I love it. I wouldn't use another one. It just works great and takes all the weight off my body. I can flow and I can breathe. And I thought, oh, great. And then I promptly forgot the name. So it wasn't until recently I was playing with our bassoon professor, and he says, hey, would you like to try this strap? And I'm like, that's it. That's the strap. And so he lent me a Zappatini strap to try. And I liked it so much that I ordered one from Meridian Winds. And I want to tell you about it. So let's go over the Zappatini strap and show you in greater detail. So let's show you a little bit about the Zappatini strap. What makes this strap or harness different is you wear it just like a typical strap. You put it over the head and wear it like a shirt, as you can see here. The difference is it has this ABS plastic rod that, instead of the contact points with the typical strap being together and thus moving the pivot point up or down in an uncomfortable position that's fixed that you can't change, this one allows you to have a strap pull that you can elongate and shorten the strap like a regular neck strap. The nice thing about it, and let me switch to this one, is that I can make and maneuver the strap through these compressions. Actually, let me show you this here. So this is what we use like a seat belt, you know, on an airplane. The strap and the webbing is very strong. It is triple stitched, so there's not going to be any fraying or tearing. The edges, the quality of the webbing is strong. These compressions, buckles do not move. And even the strap stitching around here is triple reinforced. The plastic is solid ABS. It's not going to break. I really enjoy the fact that it moves the stress and the strain of the instrument kind of all around, and the majority of the weight is taken by this rather flexible but rigid, somewhat rigid plastic core or rod. I'm putting probably 50 to 60 pounds of pressure pulling down. I don't feel anything on my shoulders or my back because of these belts that can be rearranged. Now, I did order a large belt, and one thing I will say is this is much larger than the large belt that my colleague ordered. And I did also notice that there were different hooks, but we'll get into that in a moment. But let me show you. I am about 6 feet tall, 240 pounds. I'm somewhere between a size 46 and 47 coat. I have big shoulders and a big back. So just to give you something in perspective, here, if I let out this strap all the way, here's how much room I have. Now, I'm not going to let this one out because it took me a while to get it in that position, but it makes it very easy to get in and out. So I'm not really sure how the sizing is, because, you know, this is a Swiss product and you can get it from their site. I have seen it with a variety of hooks. In fact, pardon me, this is the hook that came with my colleague's Zappatini strap, and it made me think that maybe this is originally used for bassoon, and I really don't like that hook. But the hook that came with mine, as you can tell, is far more substantial, and it's a security hook. It actually works quite well. I'm impressed. One thing I will tell you is that the cord that comes with it is fairly substantial. It's a nice paracord. And what I'm doing right now is showing you how much length you have. So let me grab my tenor saxophone. And if I grip onto this, it holds the tenor saxophone to the point where I don't even feel the weight. It's really remarkable. Now, you're not going to find anything that makes it feel like it's floating. Maybe the Van Doren harness, but I'll talk about that in a minute. So with this pull all the way up, the horn hits right where I want it. But let me show you here. Let me grab my alto. If I'm going to be playing alto saxophone, and this is all the way up, it's too late, or it's too low. So what I have to do is, you can adjust these straps in either direction to move the strap up. So for example, if I'm going to play alto, I can move the strap up, and then it works just fine. I will say that that comes at a little bit of a sacrifice. I don't like to have things touching my ribs when I breathe, so I can expand my chest. Now, the touching is very minimal, but if I want to have this a little lower, where it's not touching the floating ribs, then what I have to do, it's really simple to do. I just take this in the back, I create a knot, like such, and then I have that much less strap that is available, and that's how I'm able to deal with it. I would rather err on the side of that than anything else. It is a one-piece strap. This is fused around it. The pull is substantial. It works quite well. The cord, my colleague's, has been in use for about a year and it has not frayed. It's very impressive. I like this fact, and this was the one drawback I had with the Van Doren harness, and that is the Van Doren harness was probably the best saxophone harness I've ever used, except if you're familiar with it, it has a big, large kind of plastic and metal spine and clips around your waist. And then what would happen is, as I would use that, I would have this bunched up. So the way the Zappatini works, I can wear this with my suit coat and play. And there is no pull. In fact, if I play with a local big band that insists that you have your jacket buttoned all the time, it works just fine. The This hook does have a little bit of a learning curve, but nothing horrible. It feels really, really natural for me. In fact, I've actually gone home a couple times this past week and gone to the store and somebody says, "What's that?" And I've left the Zappatini on. It fits really well. It is a little bit longer, but will fit inside a standard saxophone case, either across the body of the horn or in the back or in a pocket. The cost, I've seen them anywhere from $115 to $170. I got mine from Meridian Winds for I think like $126, and I ordered the large. The sizes they had, like I said, the sizes are a little bit weird. Let me put this down. I got a large, and this is vastly bigger than my colleagues. They had large and child. So my thought is, well, what about those people in between who are small, medium, or large? I'd have to check more with Zappatini and find out. Also, if you go to zappatini.com, which it says to do on the website, it's in Swissdeutsch or Hochdeutsch, I'm not sure. And it's hard for me to understand how things work, but I will also tell you that they have other hook options, including ones that are closed with a spring and a thumb release. So if you prefer that, you can have it. All in all, if you're somebody who is dealing with neck and back trouble, and you want to find something that really is going to do a good job removing the weight and not put pressure points on your chest or your shoulder blades like other straps will do, and that you can wear, and it'll be somewhat inconspicuous, let me tell you something. The Zappatini harness has really been something that I have enjoyed, and so much so that I went to meridianwinds.com and asked Eric to send me one. So if you're looking for a good harness that isn't a harness, this is certainly something you should check out. Speaking of checking out, if you want to see more about this, other great product reviews, educational features, and then of course, amazing articles and interviews with some of the greatest saxophonists from today, please go to www.thesaxophonist.org.